On August 28, 1991, at 12:12 a.m., late shift workers in New York were returning home. A southbound Lexington Avenue train was approaching switch 135, reversed at Union Square at over 50 miles per hour. Maximum safe train speed for that particular crossover is 15 miles per hour. In the resulting accident, 173 people were injured. 5 were killed. In the wake of the Union Square derailment and following the recommendations of the Federal Transit Administration and the New York State Public Transportation Safety Board, MTA New York City Transit began looking for ways to provide more effective speed control over switches. Within the present system, speed control is provided by the use of grade time signals. In order for a signal of this type to clear and allow an approaching train to continue, the train must spend a predetermined amount of time in approach to the signal. These timers measure the length of time a train occupies successive track circuits, starting when the train occupies a block and clearing when the timer completes. However, grade timers cannot ensure the entire length of a train will remain at or below the required safe speed. When a grade timer is satisfied, the train can accelerate to an unsafe speed and the signal will remain clear. Using enough grade timers to ensure a safe speed is maintained over a switch is, in fact, physically impossible. The Wheel Detector Speed Enforcement System, or SES, was devised to work in conjunction with the existing signal system to solve this problem. The basic principle of the SES is the measurement of the speed of each wheel of a train as it passes through a detection point. If excessive speed is detected from any wheel of the train, automatic stop arms are released and the train is stopped. A detection point consists of 2 wheel detection units spaced 4 feet apart. Each detection unit consists of 2 transmit heads and 2 receive heads. As a train's wheels pass over the detection units, they send an electronic message to a computer processor that's located in the signal relay room. This computer processor calculates and records to a file the speed of each wheel of every train, as well as all system failures. When the computer processor calculates that the speed of a train's wheels passing over the detection units exceeds the posted allowed speed, an electronic signal is sent to the automatic stop arms in that area, releasing them to their tripping position, immediately stopping the train that is in violation. To protect a switch, anywhere between 3 and 6 detection points are placed in approach to the switch and in the switch area. Speed limits at each detection point are set progressively lower to allow for a smooth transition from normal operating speed to a safe speed for the diverging route. The speed enforcement system has a direct impact on the way train operators take their trains through an interlocking area. Upon approaching the area, the first thing the train operator will see is a miscellaneous fixed signal with the lettering WD and an illuminated white light. This means the operator is approaching a wheel detection point and must be prepared to slow down. As the train operator proceeds, the next fixed miscellaneous signal will have an illuminated white light, but in addition, there will also be a posted speed limit. At this point, the train operator should begin to slow the train down to the appropriate speed and expect to see an interlocking signal, or home ball, displaying either danger or a diverging route. The next SES sign the train operator will see will be similar to the last. However, this one will have a flashing light, warning the operator the train must be slowed down to the speed posted on the previous signal. Failing to comply with the speed limit will cause the SES to activate the automatic stop arms in the area and stop the train. Train operators are reminded that SES signals are not grade time signals and will not clear unless and until the train is traveling at the posted speed limit. MTA New York City Transit is aware that all of our trains are not equipped with speedometers, and for this reason, SES allows for a small margin of error. Once the train operator has reached the posted speed limit, the flashing light of the SES signal will stop flashing and stay illuminated. This process begins again with the next SES signal and continues until the entire train has completely cleared the interlocking area. It's important to note here that most wheel detector trippings happen when the train operator accelerates while the rear of the train is still in the SES area. The train operator will know the SES and interlocking area have been cleared when a green WD end sign is reached. To avoid being tripped, you must keep your train at the posted speed of the previous WD signal until you reach the WD end sign. The train operator must also be aware that the wheel detector end sign is not a resume sign, but simply indicates that the SES area has been cleared. Train operators must operate their trains in a manner that is consistent with any other signal indication, and all rules or instructions for the tracks over which the train is then operating. Again, remember, a WD end sign is not a resume sign, and all other speed restrictions are still in effect and must be obeyed. Train operators should also keep in mind that the SES is constantly monitoring the speed of all trains, even when it is not enforcing the posted speed for the area. Tower operators are also directly affected by the speed enforcement system. A tower operator who's responsible for an interlocking area that is governed by the SES will find an additional piece of equipment in the tower. The Tower Speed Enforcement System panel tells the tower operator if the speed enforcement system is functioning properly. If the green light on the panel is illuminated, the system is functioning normally. If at any time the tower operator sees the red light on the SES panel and hears the system's alarm sound, Control Center and the signal maintainers for the area must be notified immediately. The red light and alarm indicate to the tower operator that the SES computer processor has detected a failure in the system and has released the automatic stop arms in the area. Once the tower operator has been given permission by the control center, the bypass feature of the speed enforcement system is activated by pulling the control button of the Tower Speed Enforcement System panel. This will do three things. First, it will silence the alarm. Second, it will change the indication on the Tower SES panel to a yellow light. And third, if track conditions allow, it will allow all of the automatic stop arms that were released to go down immediately. Keep in mind, SES can be bypassed only after it has failed, and tower operators should always make note of an SES failure or activation in the tower logbook. The speed enforcement system is constantly monitoring the speed of trains and is designed to work in conjunction with the existing signal system. The tower operator can activate the enforcement aspect of SES two ways. The first way is by canceling a lineup, putting the interlocking signal to danger, regardless of the position of the switch. When canceling a lineup, tower operators must notify all trains operating in the SES area associated with the canceled interlocking signal to avoid unnecessarily tripping a train. The second way the enforcement aspect of SES will be activated is when a diverging route lineup for a train is established. No further action is required from the tower operator unless the SES detects an overspeed violation or system failure. If at any time a tower operator sees that the green light on the tower SES panel is flashing, the operator will know that a train has violated the speed enforcement system and has been stopped. Once an overspeed has been detected, the alarm will also sound. The tower operator should contact the control center immediately by radio or telephone and inform them of the situation, stating what interval has violated the SES and requesting permission to reset the SES.
Okay, thank you.
The tower operator resets the SES by pushing the control button on the tower SES panel. If for any reason the SES fails to reset, The tower operator should wait 90 seconds and push the control button again. Be sure permission to move is not given to a train before the SES has been reset. After giving permission to reset the SES, Control Center will contact and inform the train operator that the SES has been violated, and it was the SES that stopped the train. Control Center will also inform the train operator that it is not necessary to walk around the train since the reason for the BIE is already known and documented. The train operator will be instructed to recharge the train and to proceed on signal. The train operator will also be instructed to telephone the control center upon arrival at the terminal. As you have seen, the wheel detector speed enforcement system has a significant impact on how train operators and tower operators perform their duties. To recap, train operators will know they are entering an SES area when they see the WD sign with an illuminated white light. The next sign they will see is a WD sign with an illuminated white light and a posted speed limit, indicating how much to decelerate. Train operators will then see the third WD sign, which will have a flashing white light. Train operators must slow their trains down to the speed posted on the previous signal, or the SES will activate the automatic stop arms in the area. Finally, train operators will see a WD end sign. Remember, this should not be confused with a resume sign. And train operators must operate consistent with existing conditions. Tower operators activate the enforcement feature of the SES in two ways. First, by not having or canceling a route, and second, by establishing a diverging route over a switch. When the green light is illuminated on the SES panel, the SES is working properly. When the red light is illuminated, the SES computer processor has detected a failure in the system, and an audible alarm will sound. Tower operators must immediately notify Control Center and signal maintainers. Control Center will give the tower operator permission to activate the bypass feature by pulling the control button, which will silence the alarm and put the SES into the bypass mode. If an overspeed condition occurs, the tower operator will see a flashing green light and the audible alarm will sound. The tower operator should call Control Center and inform them of the overspeed violation, giving the trains call letters and location. The tower operator should request permission to reset the SES and then do so by pushing the control button. Control Center will contact the train operator and inform the operator that the SES has stopped the train due to an overspeed violation and that it is not necessary to inspect the roadbed. Control Center will then instruct the train operator to recharge the train's brake system and to proceed on signal. MTA New York City Transit is dedicated to providing safe and efficient service to all our customers. We are also dedicated to providing the best training and support for our operating personnel. Rapid Transit Operations wants to be sure that all train operators and tower operators fully understand how the wheel detector speed enforcement system works and how its implementation will affect every operation. The system has proven itself to successfully control train speed over switches, and MTA New York City Transit is committed to making this new technology an integral part of our system.